What's up, my friends? I thought today in this video I would share a little bit more about crucial things that were so important for me during some of the most difficult moments on my healing journey that really helped me change and grow and ultimately heal from my chronic pain, my chronic illness. And this is what I want to give you all here on this channel. So if you are somebody that has struggled like myself with pain, with symptoms, and things out there are not working for you, the medicine, the doctors, the infusions, whatever it is, even surgeries, they haven't worked, and you're looking for more solutions, this is really what I want to provide here. So it started because I wasn't getting answers out there, and so I had to look elsewhere, like probably maybe you have, and that's how you found me on this channel. So I started researching some of the new thought movement of the last century, people like Neville Goddard, Dr. Joseph Murphy, these influential people, and then later people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, really helped me get to a deeper understanding of the power of our thoughts, the power of our emotional states and reactions. Now, I'd already had somewhat understanding because of my classical Chinese medicine background, where emotions are a big part of what fuels kind of pathological qi. But it's like, it almost didn't land until it happened to me, and I needed to hear it through multiple ways. And so reading their stories about healing, hearing these incredible transformations, I started to really look at myself and listen really deeply, and notice that it's like no coincidence. As I started to really actually pay attention and listen, I started to notice I had just so much years of like conditioning in the way I was thinking towards myself, the way I was literally speaking to my body. And what I found was that, oh wow, I got a plane here. My apologies. I seem to be in a plane zone. So what I started to notice was that the things I was saying in my day, the reactions I was having to disappointment, where life started to feel like an obstacle, where there was like silly things like stubbing my toe, to the car wasn't working, to all this, they became these like really ripe opportunities in my day to explore the language, the things I was speaking, and how I was speaking to myself. And if it hasn't been clear to you at this point, your body in a lot of ways is just like a big sponge. And it is just simply absorbing the energy from the space around you, but more importantly, the things you say and how you say them to your body. Let me repeat that again, because that is such a massive one that took me a while to get. So it's not necessarily the things you say, it's how you say them. Who is the person saying them? Because it is a part of you that's saying it. Has a massive impact on how your body physiologically, biologically responds in your day, whether you have inflammation or whether you don't. Now, I know for some of you that might be groundbreaking. Like, what do you mean? I thought it was just in the food and the food I eat and, like the medicine I take or getting exercise or not exercise. Yeah, that's all good. That's not what we're talking about here in this channel. There's plenty of other channels that will talk to you about autoimmune diets and things like that. But on this channel, we're going a next level deeper. We want to understand the nature of how our consciousness is really inhabiting this body, and what are the limiting factors that are causing it to be shaped and molded in why it's actually expressing this pain, this disorder. So again, like I was saying, the more I paid attention, and a lot of times those kind of disappointing moments in my day, I started to get real data about my reactions. And reactions meaning like the thought I was having and then the emotion that's tied with it. And that created a strong reaction in my system. And so like an example of, I don't know, like my credit card payment didn't go through and then they end up charging me a late fee. So then I'm spending an hour on the phone. Like the frustrations I was having, the things I was believing, like, why is this always happening to me? Just getting so upset. Those are the reactions I'm referring to. And so whether you choose to believe it or not, your body absorbs all of those messages. And then you can get even more sensitive and feel how it really responds. When you get frustrated, how the diaphragm and the whole epigastric area gets really tight. Why your jaw gets tight through here. These are all the ways these thoughts, these emotions, these reactions have an impact on your system and gradually produce chaos, disorder in your system. So once we understand that, then it really becomes unpacking and trying to figure out, how do I change those strong reactions I'm having about my experience? This is, again, no small thing. In theory, it sounds very simple. My apologies again. But in application, can be sometimes very difficult. It can be very, very difficult to apply this. Because why? Because those reactions, those emotions, those thoughts you're having are just a product of what we would call your personality. And your personality is what has shaped and molded you to be who you are. And so literally you're starting to pull away the fabric of yourself. But here's the good part. As you do that, you start to really requalify those negative reactions. I don't need to say that. I don't need to believe that. Instead, what can I do? I can just let go. I can release those reactions. I can release those strong negative thoughts I'm having. And here's the big part, is trusting. Trusting in this moment. You got it. You're being held in a space that loves you, that cares for you. Now that might be a big leap for some of you, but as you spend more time in space, you will experience that. And then here's the best part. As you experience more peace, as you experience more love towards yourself, you start to speak those things. You start to speak those things to your body. So simple things like good morning, right, can have an elevated charge that your body receives. Taking time out of your day and reminding yourself to speak this way, in this kind, loving manner, can be so incredible. And then to feel it is really the important part, is to really feel it, to really breathe that in when you feel that moment of yes, when you feel that moment of, I am so alive. I am so happy and so charged to be here. Thank you. Whew, yeah, that's medicine, guys. That right there will heal you. And does it happen all in one time? No, it doesn't. You have to do this again and again, because why? Because you've programmed yourself to respond in this kind of default way of being that has those negativity. So it's going to require you to pull and lift yourself up multiple times a day. That is what I do with my clients. That is what I do every week. So I hope this message landed for you, and you can begin the process of listening deep, starting to requalify those messages in a more positive way, letting go of those old messages that you've been carrying, so you can live more fully, more happy, out of pain. If you're needing more support with this, because this can be sometimes a little bit of a beast to try to wrestle with, this is why I offer my Be Love Heal coaching program. This mentorship is where you get to be with me one-on-one and with other folks, and I help support you, walking you through literally the places where you're still hooked in unconsciously, where you're still believing those negative, and helping you release to get back in your heart so you can heal out of pain and enjoy your life again. Check the link below to sign up and join and apply and see if it's something for you. I do have 2 spaces available next month. And make sure you check out this next video about your healing, okay? Take good care, everyone.